Hello, it's Skip and Amy from the Caleb Morning Show, and this is going to be a lot of fun.
We're talking a lot of fun. Welcome, Stephen Stanley.
Yay, clap, 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 clap.
That was a good clap.
And usually we'd have to say, apologize, because Amy's first intent when walking the room is to scream, oh!
When I see him, I just want it like your song. So we can practice it when I see you, and I'd go, oh!
There ain't no lost cause.
See, right? You know a song, no hopeless soul.
Yeah.
Woo!
This has been, the past couple of months have been just explosive for you. And, you know, granted, you've had a pretty good career leading up to that. TikTok videos, over 700,000 followers. That's huge.
Woo.
Now, all of a sudden, you find yourself in this position, singing your own songs. How are you feeling right now?
I called my parents. We were talking about this last night, and it was like, we were like, a couple years ago, would you have seen this?
Yeah.
You know, and we were like, no, there's no way that we would be talking about one of my songs playing on the radio, Caleb. You know, it's insane.
We're so glad that it is. And you had felt like a worship leader, and you went to Bible college, so many things leading up to it, knowing that you wanted to do this eventually. But you were looking for your voice, and you didn't know what you wanted to say. Have you found your voice, or is that kind of still evolving?
That's definitely still evolving and trying to figure out everything. I like a lot of different types of music, and there's a lot that I want to say, so it's just kind of going through it and seeing how I come out on the other side. So
I have to applaud you, because how you went about finding your voice literally is by using it on other people's songs and doing your cover version of classic songs. We were talking about, just last month you released Bridge Over Troubled Water, which is one of the greatest songs ever.
probably the greatest.
Yes, I'd have to agree with you. I'd have to agree with you.
Wow.
The first time I ever heard it in a worship service, I just thought it completely changed the meaning of the song for me. So
I mean, yeah, it's about love and friendship, and you could totally apply it in that way.
Absolutely, you can.
Yeah.
That, I mean, from a technical standpoint, and I hate to drill down into this so quick, but that is such a tough song to sing.
Yeah. I was telling you earlier, it took us 3 days to record vocals on that song. So
wow.
It was not easy, and plus there's just the pressure of doing that song.
Yeah.
And doing it justice the best we could. But yeah, singing it was not easy.
And you have so many followers online. That's a whole different aspect. A lot of people first were introduced to you on social media. Right. And that's something that really we're starting to see more and more of. And I know my own kids that are starting to get into social media too. Yeah. They want to be a social media star. Did you start with that intent? Were you hoping that somebody would find you? How did you do all that?
No, I did not. Basically, when the pandemic happened, some folks over at Capitol, they told me and this other artist, Ann Wilson, I don't know if y'all know her, they were like, hey, y'all should do some social media stuff. Here's some ideas, like try TikTok. And I literally was just like, this is a thing now, I guess I'll do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I started the little like loop thing and doing a cover. I did a couple of them, and then I was just like, I've got nothing to do. It's a pandemic, I'm stuck at home.
Sure.
So I just started doing videos, and they kind of took off from there, so.
You know, it's strange. We've heard over the past couple of days several different stories about how God used that pandemic and us being shut down to put us where He wanted us to be, or wants you to be right now. And you never would have done that had you not been locked up.
Probably not, because at that time, like before, I was going to Nashville like probably every week almost.
Yeah.
You know, at least every other week, and I just wouldn't have had the time to just lock myself in a room and make a bunch of videos. So.
You know what I think I see too a lot, and maybe all of a sudden you have this song and it's such a huge hit, No Hopeless Soul, it's so great. And sometimes people think, oh, well, he just must have snapped his fingers and arrived. But this started years and years ago, and it was actually an accident that led you even into music and starting to learn instruments. Explain how all that happened.
Yeah, so I was in a jet ski accident when I was 9 and lost hearing in my left ear. And because I was so young, I couldn't like play outside. I was really dizzy. It sort of messed with my whole system. So my mom, instead of giving me a TV to play with or video games, she gave me a guitar. She had an old guitar. Taught me how to play piano. And that's how I started. And then, it's been a really long journey of leading worship at my dad's church, who's a pastor. And, probably 5 or 6 years ago, really being like, this is what I want to do. Yeah. I want to write songs and make music, and that's my thing. That's what I want to do. And yeah, so it's not snapping your fingers. That would be. I almost like that it is that way though, where it's like I put the work in. If I feel like it's like, okay, we're starting now.
Yes.
I've worked for this. We can get somewhere.
I really have to applaud your mom too for not going with the norm. You could have just like handed you a Nintendo and said, go play upstairs. But to take that initiative, because I taught myself how to play guitar, and I'm horrible, just so you know. For the record, awful. But to take that initiative at 9, 10 years of age, and to get to the point where what you've turned it into, it's a gift. It's an absolute gift. But do you have that guitar still?
No.
No?
I don't have that guitar. I don't know where it is. But I wish it did.
Yeah.
But it's weird, the guitar I just got, it's like this Fender guitar. It looks exactly like that guitar.
Perfect.
It's like blonde Fender, and that's exactly what it was. So
Your inspiration.
yeah, oh yeah.
And the song No Hopeless Soul, which so many of us know you for, I feel like it's kind of personal, and I'd like you to explain a little bit the fact that you have struggled and you've really reached out to God in regards to depression and anxiety. Mm-hmm. And what does that look like in your life, and how has music played a part in fighting that?
I mean, it's everything. It's my way of getting through everything and all that. It's kind of been a great way to express all those feelings. Yeah. And sometimes it's like, because I write a lot of songs, mm-hmm. And not all of them are very, like I would never want to like show them to anyone. They're like,
you're getting out anger and feelings.
Yeah,
and
like there's a lot of that. And I feel like it's not just me. There's my generation, the past few generations, if you've had the internet for any period of time, you have some, even if you say I don't struggle with anxiety or depression, there's some times where that has to happen. You can't like have Facebook open all the time and see the news and all this stuff that we didn't used to have all the time. But now, like every hour, every day, we have, terrible things that we see are happening. We know that they're happening. So, and that music is just the thing that I've found that helps me get through that.
I think,
particularly talking about God and Jesus.
I think too that we are bombarded with these false images of everyone else's. Oh, look at what they're accomplishing.
Perfect.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then here's me in my little life, and I'm having my anxieties and my doubts. Mm-hmm. And there's no way I can compare. There's no way I can compete. But, we talk about this all the time, is that when you go to Facebook, not to blame Facebook, but when you go to these social medias, it's everyone else's greatest hits to your day-to-day that you're living.
So it's like a yearbook.
It really is. It really is.
Really what it is.
Which I am notorious for having horrible yearbook pictures. It was unbelievable. Yeah. But I think too that what I love about you and your story, excuse me, is that they talk about like, oh, Stephen is so serious and he's so earthy and he's so focused. We have done nothing but sit here and laugh, and there's just an unbelievable joy to who you are, and we're really anxious to see, okay, what's going to happen next?
Yeah.
It's got to be fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's like an adventure.
It is. Yeah.
I want to know, this is good for you. Went to Bible college because you wanted to make sure that your lyrics were Bible-based and you weren't flubbing stuff up.
Smart.
Right.
So did you learn a lot? I mean,
yeah. I didn't finish. So sorry.
That's okay.
Go to college, finish college. But my father-in-law is actually the vice president of the college.
Okay.
He still thinks that I'm going to go and finish. So, but I am going to.
You don't know.
Yeah. We have it on record now, just so you know, right?
I'm going to finish when I'm like 50. But,
all right.
Yeah, no, I did, definitely. There's a lot of things, even like there was a critical thinking class that really helped me a lot. And I wanted to make sure I wasn't saying anything wrong.
And is there one thing that you really took away from that you're like, yes, that has helped me so much?
I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
Okay.
But they're definitely I think it's just kind of an overall thing, getting an understanding of Scripture and certain things and how to communicate those things was really what it was.
But trust me, you can make a career not knowing anything you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been doing it forever. It works. It works. Fortunately, I have someone next to me that says, like, no, that's not right. That's what he meant to say. You can borrow her if you want.
That's great.
But I I love that that's so important to you, because I feel like sometimes you just kind of throw out whatever feels good and just kind of make statements, and we can sing about La La Land and unicorns jumping out of cupcakes, and that's not always life. And for you to be so honest and to know that you're looking into the Word of God and really seeking after Him to say, God, what will you have me say? And I think your message, No Hopeless Soul, really shows what you want, that there is hope when you feel like you are hopeless. Are there other messages that you feel are really important that you would love to share through music eventually?
I mean, the one about, with No Hopeless Soul, the one thing that maybe some people, when they hear that song, they think I'm talking about the person that maybe something bad happened to them, or they did something wrong. But it is for them, but it's also for the people that have done things that are horrible, that are awful. Yeah. And that those people aren't hopeless either, you know? So that, you know, overall the messages that I will have in this, I feel like they will all come down to that, is that there is no hopeless soul. There is hope in Jesus. And I feel like that's the gospel, and that's sort of the core of where all my songs will be, even no matter what I talk about. So, yeah.
Time and time again, we listen, and it's a showstopper, because usually we're working whenever the songs and music's playing. You all are listening to the music, we're doing things, but when No Hopeless Soul comes on, it's stop and listen and absorb. And I've told Amy 1,000 times, going like, well, he's singing about me.
Oh, gosh.
I'm good to go.
Well, how many days do you feel hopeless?
Oh, every day.
Yeah. Yep.
But to put that message to music and to give people something to hang on to, that's an incredible gift. And I hope you're, you know, I know that you're a humble person, but just understand that God's given you this great gift to share that.
Oh, thank you.
Fantastic.
And that you're honest and open about, that's me too. And you even have even shared about how you're still trying to build your confidence and understanding who you are in Christ too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's. I mean, I feel like I'm not doing anything anybody else isn't doing. Just like, I don't know, I don't have this figured out. I don't know anything. And sometimes the answer isn't always, but Jesus died for you, even though that is the answer. But sometimes that doesn't always help. Sometimes you just need to like be like, hey, I'm there for you. I'm with you. I'm just gonna sit here. Yep. And you're still gonna feel bad, but I'm here. You know.
So good.
So it's the thing that's sort of where I'm coming from at the moment, if that makes sense. I don't know.
So
absolutely.
I love to ask this for artists who are really just kind of hitting it right out of the gate. Where were you the first time you heard No Hopeless Soul on the radio?
Oh, so this was really recently, and it was on Caleb. This was like 2 months ago, and I had missed it like tons of times because it was already playing, and I knew it was playing, and people were telling me. So this lady at my church, she's like, I listen to K-Puff like for 12 hours a day because she works and she's able to listen to the radio all day.
We like her.
I was like, awesome.
Yeah, we do.
Here's my phone number. When you hear it, come on, text me. And so she did. She texted me like the next day. She's like, it's on. It's on right now. So I run out to my car, and it's on, and I start screaming, and it was great.
Did you dance a little too? I mean, I want to kind of see.
Oh yeah, I've got video proof. I'll show you all the video. It's like yelling and dancing, and it's amazing.
And who's the first person you wanted to call and say, hey, you listen to the radio today?
I think I probably called my mom. I think I did, actually, after that.
And do you sing along when you hear your own song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I heard it a second time, like 2 weeks ago, and I started screaming again. I was like, yes.
Did you stare at yourself in the mirror and go, oh!
I did not do that.
Didn't do that?
That would be weird.
Sorry to the sound guys.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I know. I get excited. Oh! There we go. We're getting it. We're working on it.
We're going to get it right.
30 more minutes to have it down. It'll be amazing.
Oh, no. I love it.
You know, the strange thing now is that you find yourself in the very real world of like, oh, now what? What am I going to do next?
Yeah.
And sometimes it gets a little scary.
It does. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I write a lot of songs, and for this next, we're about to go back in and make some more music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we had like, I think it was like 42 songs or something.
My goodness.
To choose from. Lots of they're not all good. But
I want you to give advice to, I feel like everybody and their dog and their aunt and their neighbor want to make it big online and want somebody to find them and hear a hit. And do you have any words of wisdom?
Yeah.
If somebody's trying to do that?
I actually had a kid called me a couple weeks ago. He's like, okay, how do you get a record deal? And I was like, that,
Yeah.
okay, what is that question?
Yeah.
And I went into this whole thing. I was like, it's all about like what you do by yourself. When you're, you know, like my generation especially, they want to do everything in front of everybody. And that's not what it's about. It's
Yeah.
all about the work you do when nobody sees you.
Yes.
So I went into this whole thing. I was like, man, you need to write like a bunch of songs and practice like every day, do like vocal warm-ups, all this stuff. And I went on for like 10 minutes just on all this advice. It's just basically saying it's all about what you do when you're alone.
Right.
And he's like, oh, okay, I gotta go after 10 minutes. He just never called me back. I was like, I'm sorry, that's not what you wanted to hear. But yeah, it really is about that. It's not about what you do in front of people. That's probably 10% of it, maybe.
Yep.
90% is just hard work by yourself
Yes.
in a room somewhere.
A good friend of mine who's a songwriter in Nashville said that you really can't call yourself a songwriter until you've written at least 200 really bad songs.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
That's a lot of bad
lot of
songs.
songs.
I can do it in 10 minutes.
Well, it's like a water filter. I heard like Ed Sheeran say this. He was like, when you start writing songs, it's like really bad, and then you filter it through, and then the clear stuff starts coming. So I was subscribed to that.
I would have stolen that. You sold it. You said it with such conviction. I totally would have bought it if you just would. Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. It would have been perfect. I would have bought it.
Is
Can
it
we
true?
edit? Can we fix that?
You know when you see like people writing songs like in movies and they get like an inspiration and all of a sudden you pull like a piece of toilet paper and you start writing down words. Is that true? Is that how the process works?
I heard Matt Redman did that with like 10,000 Reasons. He wrote it on like a piece of toilet paper. I've never.
I didn't know that.
I use my iPhone because I don't think I've ever actually written a song like on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And some people, like purists, would hate me, but
Wow.
but yeah, that happens sometimes. There's this one song that we're working on that we wrote in like 20 minutes,
Wow.
and it's going on the record. So, but yeah,
it's
happens
amazing.
sometimes.
You know, you hear songwriters. I'm fascinated by songwriting. What you all do is just such a gift. But there are guys that will work on a song for 8 years, and then you have the Christmas song. Mel Torme wrote that literally in 5 minutes.
Right.
Which is one of the most amazing songs ever. It's just when it comes, you just have to recognize it.
Yeah, I don't get the 5 minutes. The 20-minute song, that was such a, like, that's never happened to me before. We were just in the room and it just happened. But yeah, it is weird how that can happen. Or take 8 years. I don't understand.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I don't understand that. That's crazy.
What would really be bad is if for 8 years and it were a really lousy song.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then that'd be a waste
That'd
of
be
8
such
years.
a bummer.
I mean, it's not like he sat in a room going like,
Yeah, he probably like took a break for like 7
Exactly.
years and then finished.
exactly.
Finished it 8
That's all
years
it was.
later.
No big deal. No
So
big
if mom and dad were in the room and we were to ask them in one sentence, describe Stephen, how would they describe you?
My parents?
Yeah.
Other than he never picked up his room.
That's true.
Oh. So you're a messy, creative type?
Yeah, shocker, right?
Okay.
How would they describe my mom? I don't know.
Or how about your wife? Even try
My
your
wife?
Yeah.
Oh, they would all say I'm messy. They would all say that
Okay.
for
Yeah.
sure. My mom would probably say Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers.
Sure.
Oh,
She'd say that. She says that that's me. I don't know why, but
beautiful compliment.
my dad would say crazy maybe.
Crazy Fred Rogers. Paint that picture, America.
Do you know that song? Because you could sing, Won't You Be?
Oh, that movie made me
You
cry.
be-
Both the documentary. Have y'all seen those
The
movies?
documentary was fascinating.
Dude, it's
Unbelievable.
Well, I think to me, I mean, I'm not a Mr. Rogers expert, but to me, a man of kindness that loved God and always wanted to treat others with respect. That's a beautiful compliment,
Oh yeah,
Stephen.
It is.
You're an awesome guy.
Now, crazy.
Crazy.
We'll get back to you on that.
Yeah.
But Crazy Fred Rogers.
And my mom's like, "You're like Fred Rogers." My dad's like, "You're insane." You're just.
Okay. Well,
He wouldn't say that. I'm sorry, Dad.
yeah.
If not Christian music, what other kind of music? Like heavy metal, jazz? What would you be doing?
I love rock music.
Okay.
And I kind of already doing that now. I'm getting into it, but I don't know. I like funk music.
Ooh.
To play.
Okay.
What's funk like? Let's.
I don't know.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Stop. Please stop now.
I like that.
Of all the covers that you have done, we talked about Bridge Over Troubled Waters.
Yeah.
What was the one that you just loved the absolute most?
There's one recently that I did. What a Wonderful World. I don't know if
Louis Armstrong.
Oh.
that one was.
Oh, wow.
That one I love that
Yes.
one. And then Believer. There's the Imagine Dragons cover.
Nice.
I like that one too. But
What would be your ultimate, if I could do a cover with that singer or that band, who would it be?
like with it, Lionel Richie, easy,
Oh.
Really?
What song?
easy. Easy by the Commodores. That one.
Yeah, I got you. I was looking at
Easy.
that one.
Yeah. That's an easy answer to. Yeah. Not.
And that you knew it that quickly.
Oh yeah. No. It's yeah. I would. I just want to get coffee with him or something too.
It's incredibly embarrassing, trust me, because after a while you're like Chris Farley. You're Lionel Richie. Did you know that?
That's a great impression.
That's my one skill.
Stephen, I think we could have some fun with you. And I put up some
Uh-oh.
Would You Rather questions. Have you ever done Would You Rather?
I have. I think.
Okay.
Okay, they're super fun.
Alrighty,
So I
here
pulled
we
a
go.
couple, and I think that this would be fun for you to
It's
answer.
always scary.
Okay. Would you rather? Well, we kind of already know the answer to this.
Yep.
Always be 10 minutes late or always 20 minutes early?
Oh, 20 minutes early.
You would rather be early.
Yes.
Well-
I hate being late.
Well, would you rather, but what are you usually?
There we go.
I'm normally, if I'm here, I'm like very early.
Good for you.
I am. Like I'll normally park somewhere, like
It's
before
a-
the thing
yeah.
starts,
Yes.
and then I'll go in. Yeah.
Which is amazing because
strange.
you're not supposed to be here till tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
That is really early. That is
I
incredible.
figured you're here. Why not?
You know, I got the shirt on.
That's fancy. Okay, would you rather spend the rest of your life living on a sailboat or on an RV?
Neither of those. RV would be great.
But you said neither
Yeah,
first.
yeah, I was
Why?
like- I like houses, but my grandparents, they live in an RV now because they've traveled to like every state in the United
fun.
States. And
No
stuff, so-
way.
Yeah, so I used to stay with them all the time. So RV would be kind of natural. It'd be fun.
Well, listen, dude, you got to get used to the tour bus life.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So you got to get used to that.
I'm ready.
Get ready.
I'm ready.
I want to know
Get
where
ready.
your favorite place that you went with G-Ma and G-Pa. What'd you call them? Mimi, Papa,
Mama and Papa.
Mama and Papa.
Okay, it's adorable.
Favorite place that you went with them?
We went to the Hershey factory in.
No, in
All the
Pennsylvania.
places in the world. I was thinking Grand Canyon
No.
or
We went on a few trips with them, but they did like a lot of mission trips and stuff with like teen homes and stuff.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so that was the one place where we went. It was awesome.
and you did mission work as well.
I did, yeah, a little bit with them. I was really young. I was probably like maybe like 8 or 9.
Wow.
But yeah, it was fun.
Were you doing mission work to help Hershey's with the chocolate while you were there?
I'll test it.
And take some of this off your hands.
They did take
You
it off their hands.
are a giver. You are a servant.
Okay, this is my favorite would you rather, I think.
Okay.
Would you rather have edible spaghetti hair that regrows every night or sweat maple syrup?
Okay.
The first one sounds kind of horrifying.
No, but anytime you're hungry, you just can go.
Well, but wait a minute. Do you have like armpit hair that's spaghetti sauce? Because if it's just spaghetti, that's
question.
disgusting.
We can make it whatever we want. So I'm
Okay.
gonna say yes.
Whatever pasta you
Horrifying.
want.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
first one is very scary.
But what about the Play-Doh guy that you push on him and he kind of has spaghetti hair that grows out?
Yeah, that's horrifying.
oh,
That's
I
scary.
liked him. Okay. All right. So you're
The
not going.
the syrup armpits sounds kind of nice. Just be like,
Well,
you know,
if you're out running,
yeah.
first of all, your arms are going to stick.
Cracker
Second
Barrel
of all,
would pay me a ton of
That
money.
that's true. That's
And they have a great
well,
gift shop.
Yeah,
See, now we're talking about financial income sources.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not talking about just sweating maple syrup. I mean, we're talking about actually using
I'm
it.
like the producer of maple syrup now. Just,
And little
That
kids
one.
would just run to you and you just lift your arms out and you
Yep.
just.
No, that'd
Yeah.
be creepy. Then they're sticking to you. Then you're walking
getting
around.
weird.
Yeah.
I told you it was a fun one. Okay. Would you rather have a flying carpet or a car that can drive underwater?
A flying carpet, I could fall off. I like the car. The car's
Car's a better idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
The underwater. That sounds good.
Yeah, because I would drop my phone, and then off the carpet I'd go. You
Yeah.
roll off the back, there's no coming back.
Yeah, there's
No.
Yeah, good point. Okay, one more. Would you rather give up showers or baths for a month or the internet for a month?
I could probably give up showering, maybe.
You're that connected to the internet?
I'm horrible. I'm terrible.
The man's on
I
TikTok
could do
for
it.
crying out loud. He's got
Yeah,
700,000 people.
That would actually probably be healthy. So if I had to, I might do away with the internet for a month. That actually sounds kind of nice. Now that I think about
Well,
it.
your parents called and they said, if you please, skip the internet, because if they have to be around you,
Yeah.
there's a funk.
My wife, there'll be a tent like in the backyard.
Yeah. I would be like, Stephen, out there. Does she have a nickname for you? Stevie Pooh or anything?
There's that one for sure.
Really?
Maybe. Does she call me anything?
I mean, something you can share with us.
Hun.
Yeah, that's the only one.
Yeah.
I can share.
That's sweet.
It's, yeah, hun, maybe hun, I guess, honey. But
Did you ever, in your wildest dreams, think that maybe someday you would be changing people's lives with your music?
it's a big question. No, I didn't think so. I don't even believe that now. that's hard to believe now. So, I mean, I hope it's true.
You are. I think
we
with your
hear it.
message,
Yeah, we hear it.
for sure. What would you say to somebody who maybe does have that feeling of being hopeless? I know that we joked about it earlier, and there are days that we feel like we're total mistakes, but somebody's feeling that right now. How would you encourage them?
It's just not true that you are hopeless. That's not true. That's it's simple, but it's just nobody's hopeless, and that's the truth.